what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine Blade 6 scale figure. Now this is another figure I'm sure a lot of us already knew about because Hot Toys had already teased this with images of the other figures that they was going to be basing on, like, I think they call it the Resistance. That's what their group was called, that Blade was a part of in the Deadpool film, because of course we already got figures that had been revealed based on that particular group. So we knew Blade was coming too, because you could see like, the image of him like dark and night, and we knew that was Blade. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool that we're getting like a Wesley Snipes Blade figure from Hot Toys, like a new one. And yeah, even I would have preferred a Blade from like the original trilogy of films, but I'm still on board for this particular version of Blade though. Anyway, I'm gonna get into this right now. Okay, here's the Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine Blade 6 scale figure. Now of course this is based on a particular version of Blade played by Wesley Snipes in the Deadpool and Wolverine film. Now we already knew that this was even coming because Hot Toys had already teased images of the various figures that they were going to be making based on, I think, the group known as the Resistance from Deadpool and Wolverine, because we already got a couple of figures like announced already, so we did know that they had like a Blade figure like coming. So I must admit, I think this is awesome, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna be picking this one up, but I would have preferred like a Blade figure, based on like the original Blade, even like any one of the Blades from like the Wesley Snipes trilogy basically. But I still think it's cool that we are getting like a Wesley Snipes based Blade figure like in 6 scale from Hot Toys, like a new one. I do think that is so awesome, so I'm definitely on board for picking up this particular piece. Now this 6 scale Blade figure from Hot Toys will come with a bazooka with detachable rocket and fire effect accessory. Plus he will have a pistol, a thorn glaive, a bloodstained thorn glaive, a dagger, and a bloodstained dagger. He will also have a pair of sunglasses plus a rocket themed diorama base for his figure with goggles accessory. Now if you get the exclusive first edition, and this is like the one that's available now, like the first edition, he will come with Blade's like sword, based like on the original trilogy of Blade films. It would come with that particular sword and an interchangeable hilt too as well. So I do think that's awesome that we are getting like his sword from like like the original trilogy. So yeah, again, I think that is like awesome. Like he does have a nice amount of accessories, and I do think that the rocket effect with the bazooka, I do think that looks like pretty cool. It looks awesome. I think the likeness to Wesley Snipes is done very well on this figure, from my opinion. I like how like his hair is like sculpted. He has like some gray in it too. It looks awesome, like the mustache, even like a gray beard. He even has like the wrinkles and stuff, because he's like aging. So I think that's awesome. Plus, this will also have like the rolling eyeballs feature too, so we can give like Wesley like some side eye, or you can roll his eyeballs to like different angles and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool too as well. But again, I think the likeness, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Wesley Snipes to me. Looks pretty good. And I like that Blade even has like his sword, like in this first edition that Hot Toys is releasing. So I guess if we ever got like another version of this particular Blade one day, it won't have this sword, like a second edition basically. So if you got this first edition, it will come with this sword like based like on the original trilogy, like the sword that he had in those particular films, because it even has like the interchangeable hilt with the knives where the spikes stick out. You remember how that spikes stick out? So I think that's pretty cool. And so I think that's another reason why you can probably pick this particular figure on up, even though I know most people would have preferred a new updated version of Blade from the original like trilogy, like that particular version, instead of like this age like Wesley Snipes. But still, I think that's an awesome accessory to have. And the stand that comes with the Blade figure based on the Deadpool Wolverine, it looks pretty cool. I like how you can see like the various like weapons that Blade has like displayed around it. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if they have actual sockets for those to put those weapons in, but I do think it's pretty cool that the weapons are like there where you can just lay it all around it. But they say it does have goggles on it too as well. But I must admit, I think it's a pretty cool looking stand. It doesn't like really take up too much space. Now Hot Toys has the Deadpool and Wolverine Blade 6 scale figure scheduled to be shipped between January and June of 2026. So he's not scheduled to be released till next year, and he's already gone up for pre-order, like at places like Sideshow Collectibles. He's already up for like pre-order. So yeah, I definitely plan on picking this one up. And yeah, I would have preferred like an updated version of like the Wesley Snipes Blade from like the original trilogy of films, because I know Hot Toys did do a Blade figure like in the past. So yeah, I think based on Blade 2, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, like an updated version of that, or just anyone from like any one of those films in the original trilogy. There's no question I would have preferred though any one of those. But I'm still up for this because I always have been like a fan of Blade. You know, like the Wesley Snipes version of Blade, even like on the Spider-Man cartoons, I was a fan of like Blade. You know, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be planning on picking this particular piece on up. I think it's definitely a must-have for me. Now, Hot Toys has this Deadpool and Wolverine Blade 6 scale figure scheduled to be released between January and June of 2026. So he's not scheduled to be released until like next year. So he's like way off, you know. But yeah, if you want the first edition of this particular piece, you know, it's up right now. It's already up for pre-order at certain places like Sideshow, Collectibles, and so on. So yeah, I must admit this is like a must-buy for me because I am a fan of like Blade. You know, I have always been like a fan of him. Even when he was like on the Spider-Man cartoons, like in the early 90s, even before they even had Wesley Snipes as Blade, you know, I was a fan of him in that particular like cartoon. But definitely like Wesley Snipes, when he came on board, I was always like a big fan of his particular version of Blade, you know, especially like the first two films. So yeah, I'm definitely up for this, picking this one up, and I'm more likely will, you know. So anyway, please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.